Hey Hard fans, Butch Hartman here. How's it going? Great to have you all here today. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the little notification bell so you know when all these videos come out so you won't miss one of them. Thank you so much. Also, if you want to get a drawing done by me for you, that's right, I do drawing for you. I'm leaving words out. I do a drawing for you. If you want me to do one, click the link down below. I will do a commission just for you. It'll be so cool. Hey, I know we're all kind of stuck inside still. I know people are kind of ready to get out of the house, and believe me, I am as well. I haven't left this room in how many weeks?
I think it's been 6.
Like 12. It's been a long time.
It really smells.
Yeah, I know. We're gonna have to fix that. But anyway, I know we're all kind of stuck having to, find new things to do. But guys, I want to talk to you guys today about awesome animation. That's what's so exciting. We can be creative no matter what situation we find ourselves in. We can talk about stuff. We can draw stuff. We can create stories that just blow people's minds. That's what I want all of you to do, is be creative. And speaking of being creative, we're doing a segment on my show now called Toona. Toona. Had nothing to do with fish at all. I think I've been very clear. And it smells, but not like fish, right? In here?
I mean, there's a trace.
Yeah, all right. Okay, well, you need to take care of that. Anyway, Toona is a segment where I talk all about the animation industry. I talk about cartoons, who makes them, who draws them, who animates them, who writes them, who does voices, who produces them, on and on. Anyone involved in the animation industry, including myself, I'll be talking about animation, shorts, shows, movies, everything. So I'm real excited about this. I'm gonna have guests on, and today I've got a great guest because this is so exciting. This guy is so awesome, they made 2 of him. That's right. He's not just one guy, he's 2. He's an animation giant, like an animated giant, like the Iron Giant. How cool would that be to get him in here, right? That'd be cool. Right, Mr. Cameraman?
I don't think he can fit it.
No, his foot could maybe, but this guy is a giant. He's actually physically taller than me. But I'm talking about Tony Bancroft, and he's got a brother who looks exactly like him, Tom Bancroft. These guys, the Bancroft brothers, are amazing. They've got an amazing podcast. Go listen to it. The Bancroft Brothers podcast. Also, they have been enormous forces in the animation industry for many, many years. They both worked at Disney for years. Tom was the creator of the character Mushu in the movie Mulan, and Tony is the guy who animated Pumba from Timon and Pumba, the Lion King. His Instagram name is Pumba Guy, as a matter of fact. Go follow him over there. But Tony Bancroft is going to be in the show right now, and he and his brother Tom Bancroft were kind enough to send me a short cartoon that they actually animated by themselves. It's super cool. It's in honor of their Instagram celebration they do every May, the month of May. They do a thing called Mermaid, where all the artists on Instagram, if you want to, you draw a mermaid and post it for Mermaid. It's really, really awesome. So we're going to watch this short cartoon right now. It's called Sea Hijinks. Let's watch it real quick. We'll come back. I'll give you my thoughts, and then we'll talk to Tony. Here we go. I love that. I love the way that looks. Sea Hijinks. It's only 59 seconds, but I'll bet that 59 seconds took them months and months to do it, because I know how busy they are and doing that on the side. It's a big deal to do an animated film that looks that good, and I know it's not even in color yet. It's going to be probably, but just the pencil test itself looked great. My first thoughts. I think it looks fantastic, number one. It's got a real classic Disney style to it. Obviously, these guys are Disney guys. It looks very late 80s, early 90s Disney. I mean that as a total compliment, not trying to diss that at all. I think it looks beautiful. I love the character movements are great. The charm between the 2 characters, the seal and the little mermaid girl, very cute. The little girl reminds me a little bit of Lilo and Stitch, a Lilo and Stitch look there. I like that. Also a little bit of Moana, CG film I know, but Moana, look a little Hawaiian-ish kind of a thing. I like the playfulness. I just love the whole thing. I like the timing. It looks very clean, very crisp, and these guys are just total total pros of what they do. So I'm real excited to find out how they made this, how long it took them. So let's go to our interview with Tony Bancroft. Here we go. He's there somewhere. I know he's there. I know he's there.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, a real animation studio. Look at that.
Can you believe it? That's what we call an ancient animation desk. We used to do 2D animation on those.
Is that a green screen, or is that actual? Can you touch that if I asked you to?
Yeah. You'll never know.
Oh God! Exactly. Hey, thanks for being on the show, man.
Yeah, you bet, man.
This is Tony I have, right? This is not Tom. I have Tony on this one.
This
right?
is Tony, the one and only. Yes, Tony.
And you would probably say you're greater and better than your brother Tom, are you not?
Well, I like other people to say that for me.
I know. Allow me to say it. I'll get Tom on next time. We'll see what Tom has to say. Hey man,
Yeah.
Hey dude, thank you so much for being on, dude. I do this segment on my YouTube show now. It's called Toona, Toona, where we talk about tunes and stuff. And there's not one fish in it. Just want to make sure you know that.
Yeah. I know.
Cool.
I think I'm the stinky fish. Is that right?
Yeah, no, dude. If we don't get out of our houses soon, we're all going to smell like fish.
Yeah.
So bad.
I did shower this morning. I feel good about that.
Well done. Well done. Wait, man, let's just talk about you for a sec, Tony. I can't even say enough nice things about you. I just watched your short, Sea Hijinks.
Yes.
So let's talk about you, then we'll talk about the short. Can we do that?
Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of our viewers may or may not know who you are. So let's talk about you for a little bit. So where did you guys, now you and Tom kind of started at Disney at the same time, right? You guys both.
Yeah, we both went to Cal Arts, just like you. So
Yeah.
we're Cal Artians, and got into an internship that ultimately got us a job at the Disney Florida studio when it first opened. We were like employees number 6 and 7 of the Disney MGM studios out there in Florida.
Like back in the 90s, right?
Back in the 90s, yeah, early 90s. And then I came back to California after being in the Florida studio for about a year and a half. Transferred back here to the Burbank studio, the main one, because I really wanted to get into animating, and there just wasn't as much opportunity in the Florida studio at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So,
is that the kind of studio where you were in like a big glass room, people could walk by? And
yeah, it was like the fishbowl. We called it the fishbowl. Yeah,
That's right.
Did you ever go through that tour?
I don't know if I could do that. Having people watch me, I get nervous enough people watching me in real life, but having
Yeah, I mean, you got plenty of people watching you. You could probably do it just fine.
Well, you never know. I mean, there's 30 people watching us right now to make sure we don't come within 6 feet of each other. It's terrible. I know. So keep going. So you guys animated there. Well, did you guys work on any shows down there? Or just kind of goofed off every day and just did your own stuff all day?
Yeah, we wish. No, it was definitely a job, and we started out. It was a great kind of trial position, a good way to kind of grow in the industry and learn and stuff, which Tom and I needed because we got pulled out of Cal Arts. By Disney, but we couldn't afford it anymore anyway. But we got pulled out after about a year and a half at Disney.
I couldn't afford I couldn't afford my 4th year. I went there for 3 years.
We went there a year and a half. So yeah.
Wow, really?
And then started professionally working at Disney. But we went up the ranks, so it was like clean up very early on. Very when we were younger, and just started early, and then kind of made our way up through the ladder there.
That's really amazing. It's not often you find two brothers, whether they're twins or not, that actually draw and have the same interests like that and draw the same, pretty much. And you guys draw exactly the same, but you guys are really on a level of talent. You're really kind of neck and neck, and as far as the public would be concerned.
Yeah, we're very competitive that way. I think most brothers are competitive with sports, throwing around the pigskin and whatever. For us, it was always oh, you can make that line better, or oh, that doesn't look like Charlie Brown or Snoopy, you should do that, So we were always kind of on each other, and in a good way. We both had really high goals for ourselves, and we pushed each other. So iron sharpens iron, as the Bible says. So we felt strongly that worked for us.
Cool.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of the pigskin, good segue, by the way. Let's go into your biggest character. Is one of your biggest characters, Pumba, right? From Lion King.
Pumba, yeah. That was my first time being a supervising animator at Disney. At Disney, there's like ranks of animators, so I started at the Florida studio as like an animating assistant, and then you're like an assistant animator, and then you're kind of a unit animator, and then you can work your way up to supervising. And Lion King gave me that opportunity to be the lead animator on Pumba, which was really awesome.
So exciting. And you worked under Rob Minkoff as the director, right?
Yes, Rob Minkoff. Did you go to school with Rob?
It's funny. When I got to Cal Arts, Rob had just left school. Rob had just left, so I kind of hung out with Rob's Rob's squad, like all the guys who worshipped Rob. I was hanging out with them, and got to know Rob. I got to know Rob pretty well through those guys, because he would always come back to the school and hang out, and stuff.
Yeah.
But what a talented dude, man! Such a talented.
Yeah. Yeah.
That goes without saying. Maybe I'll get him on here as well. But he doesn't. He pales in comparison to you, sir.
Well, of course, I taught him everything he knows, even though he can't for me.
Now, what is it like? Maybe our audience doesn't know, when you got to work on, like, because Pumba was always with Timon, so you're working on Pumba, and would you just like draw a little blob on his back, and then
the animator,
he would put Timon in there. I got the name wrong. I got Timon.
Yeah. It was a lot like that, actually. I mean, I would just kind of rough in a placement for. I mean, there was scenes where Pumba was like the stage for Timon, right? I mean, it was like a close-up shot of Pumba, and we're drawing on big paper, like 16 filled paper, and I'm drawing the Pumba across the whole span of the paper, and then Mike Suri, who did Timon, he would just come in and do a little Timon, sitting on his nose and talking to him. Pumba, what do we got? And that's kind of how it went a lot of times. So I felt like I did a lot more line mileage and drawing.
Oh, sure.
Pumba was always so big in the screen. But,
that's always, a lot of fun. Would you tell the people out there that want to be animators and artists? I mean, I talk about this a lot, but coming from you as well, it takes a lot to be an animator. It's not just drawing one drawing well. It's drawing thousands and thousands of drawings well, and making them work and giving them life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it could be kind of maddening. It could be, if you're not a patient person, I guess it could be like watching paint dry.
Mm-hmm.
The process itself can be, but I really see it as stages. I'm gonna think about the performance, and in feature animation, we are more like actors with a pencil, especially if it's 2D animation, or actors with a mouse if it's CG animation. So we really are thinking about the performance. What's the characters doing? What's the motivation? Is there subtext in the dialogue even? We're trying to get that in there too in a physical way. And we're really, 100% of the physical performance, whereas the audio is 100% of the, the audio performance, but it's together that it makes the whole character, right? So we're really thinking about all those early steps. And then it's a matter of like kind of layering on. Okay, I'm going to do kind of rough poses that represents the whole scene, the main poses that really create that performance. I'm going to break it down now. I'm going to add in-betweens. I'm going to chart it, whatever. And it's that layering process that makes it, you get excited. You want to see the next bit and the next thing, and I can't wait to see it move,
And a key part of animating for any animator, any artist, is to see it all the way in your head. You need to see it in your head first and get to that end point. It's like, I know I'm doing these little drawings right now, but it's going to add up to this. I remember at CalArts, you'd work on, we'd work on a scene for like 4 days, and you'd film it. It'd be like 20 seconds. It would be gone.
Yeah.
It'd be done. And you're like, that's all I did.
Yeah, and the real animators are excited by that, and the people that are like, oh, I'm going to get into storyboarding or character design or something like that are like, I've had enough of that. Yeah,
I can't do that. I remember when I had an internship at Disney in 1984. I was there for like 6 weeks, and I got to go into the morgue, the Disney Studios morgue, where they have all the drawings of all the old films. I pulled out a bunch of Lady and the Tramp stuff.
Yeah.
And remember that scene where Tramp is in the dog pound carriage at the end?
Totally.
And the dogs are chasing him, and there's mud, and there's horses and all this stuff. And the paper was like 14 feet long. I'm like, how did these guys even do that?
Yeah, how did he flip that? And
I don't understand.
I've had a couple scenes like that have been really complex, like either pans or I did one scene of Cogsworth coming down the banister in Beauty and the Beast when he's like, and he's got this, and he's like got the big hat on and the sword, which is like scissors. And it was on 24 filled paper. I mean, that's like bed sheet size or something. And I'm like flipping the heck out of it with like two hands to try and see the movement. And it was really difficult.
I know. And, again, everybody out there, if you're wanting to be an animator, it's such a cool thing to be, but you got to be able to have the drawing down so well, your drawing skills down, that you can draw on anything, really.
Yeah, for sure. It really is. I mean, and I was fortunate. I was kind of typecast early on, and a good typecasting, just like live action actors are typecast in certain parts. I was always the comedy guy. So I did Cogsworth in Beauty and the Beast, and Iago in Aladdin, and Pumba, of course, in Lion King, Kronk in Emperor's New Groove. So I really enjoyed, I felt like I got a response with my animation, not when somebody cried or sniffled or anything. It was, you know, I heard laughs, and that was rewarding.
Very.
You know how that feels, Butch.
I don't get many laughs ever. So I wonder. See, you're mocking me. It's a mocking laugh. You know, I'm joking. Hey man, well, let's talk, dude. We could go on forever. Your body of work is so huge. Just hearing that you work on some big characters, like, you know, Emperor's New Groove and you know, Beauty and the Beast, the original one, the original one.
The original one. You have to say that about all the films now. Oh, I worked on the original one. You know,
yeah, because they're all I know they're all remade.
Like Lion King, and they're all being redone.
Well, let's talk about this awesome short that you and your brother did. Thank you for sending it to me, and the audience got to see it, and everybody, I'm sure, is digging it. So let's talk about that. So it's 59 seconds. I watch it, and it's 59 seconds. Now, how long did it take you to animate 59 seconds?
Like 3 months, and Tom and I together. Now, we weren't doing it full time, I must say, because we were both teaching at the time, doing some other freelance gigs and whatever. But, you know, we really tried to concentrate on as much as we could to get it done. That's why we kind of picked a very simple, we wanted it to be like an animated short we would have done back at CalArts, you know, something that was 2D, kind of rough. We didn't try and clean it up or put it in color or anything. It's all black and white pencil test, because we like that. We like that, you know, that kind of very rugged feel, I think.
It totally reminded me as I was watching it. In fact, I say that on the show. It looked just, I mean, it reminded me of a CalArts short from back in the day.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was like, okay, this looks like I would have a film any of us would have made back in the 80s when we were there, you know. But dude, the animation was super superb. You guys did it. Which character did you do, the girl or the seal?
I did the seal character, Ernest the seal, and then Tom did the Little Mermaid character. And it was started largely because Tom, I don't know if you know this, but Tom created hashtag mermaid, which is a big Instagram thing. Every May, people draw mermaids all over the world and stuff. And it's really blown up over the last couple of years. And he was looking for something new to do for his mermaid instead of just doing a bunch of mermaids like he had done the year before. Mm-hmm. And he came to me with the idea of like, hey, what if we did a short together? That would be fun. And I'd wanted to get involved with mermaid a little bit. And I said, oh man, that would be great. We've been talking about doing some shorts together. It's something we've always dreamed about doing. We just said, let's do it. At least this gave us an excuse. You know, we got to have it done by May, because that was the goal. We wanted to premiere a little animated short, and that's why it's a minute, because at the time you could only do up to a minute on Instagram.
So this came out last year, right? Last Mermaid?
It was last year. Yeah. Okay. But it was right before IGTV. I think we could have gone longer. Not that we could have finished it, but we probably could have gotten longer now because of the, you know, they can extend the videos on IGTV. But at the time it was like, okay, that was the goal. And we had a date. The very last day of May was our premiere, you know, so we had to get it done by then. And it gave us, you know, a great excuse to do something like that. So, and we really loved it. We, you know, I did the storyboards, and Tom and I hashed out the idea back and forth. We knew that we wanted to do 2 characters so we could each have a role in it. And then, and then through the wonder of technology, we were able to do it, you know, 2,000 miles apart. Tom's in Nashville and I'm out here in Burbank, California. So we were able to send files, you know, electronically, instantly, and share the same scenes.
I just love that. I mean, I love the fact that you guys have someone to instantly bounce ideas and work off of. Like, you know, not many people aren't that fortunate. We always talk about having people work with people that they trust, and I'm sure you can trust your brother. So, you know, he's not gonna let you down. He's gonna always do his part of the work and all that sort of thing.
Yeah, and we also have that competitive nature I was talking about. So I think we always kind of want to try and one up each other a little bit, you know. So if I sent my scene to him and he had to install the mermaid, it was going to come back to me even better than I thought it would, you know, because he's going to put in that extra juice into it. And then it made me go back into my character and try and make it even a little better, you know. And so
cool,
it was very competitive that way.
You guys did the music. You did the music and sound effects as well. You guys did all the post on that too.
Yeah. We had some help. We had some help from some guys that Tom knows in Nashville to do. The music was original, so we had that added, and then some sound effects were added here and there too. So we tried to make it as complete a film as possible in that little 1 minute. Little
it's awesome, man. And I loved it. I just think it has that real classic look. Little Lilo and Stitch on the girl. I thought I could see a little Lilo and Stitch on her.
Yeah, you know, little Ariel, Lilo and Stitch, a little both. Yeah.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, totally. And you know, it's like people need to know that when you're animating something, it's not just the drawings. It's always about the story, and it's about the finished work. You know, people want to see a finished product most of the time, and so there's a lot of pieces you need to know as a filmmaker. Am I correct? Can you talk about that a little bit, not just the drawing part?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I guess that's why we wanted to show this this is really in the production pipeline of a more like a bigger feature. This would be like the first rough test, right? And then it would go through a cleanup artist and they would refine the lines, and then you would add color. Right. In the old days, it was cells that you would paint, and now it's
Can you imagine that being a cell painter on Pinocchio or something? I don't know how these people did that.
I don't know. And the inkers too. They had ladies that would just do these beautiful lines and ink over every single frame.
And they got paid like $1 a day. I mean, they got paid like nothing.
I know. It was crazy. Yeah.
Oh, I'm in Hollywood making $1 a day.
Yeah. Look, Ma, that college career paid off.
Oh, I guess so, man. Well, listen, dude, where can we find you, Tony? Where can we find you on the web and stuff?
Okay, well, I'm on Instagram as Pumba Guy, Pumbaa. There's 2 A's in Pumba. Pumba Guy. On Twitter, I'm Pumba Guy 1. I guess I was afraid there was a second one. And Facebook, Tom and I, we also do a podcast, my brother and I. It's the Bancroft Brothers Animation Podcast, and you've been on it.
Yes, thank you very much. Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, and that's available on iTunes, Spotify, and we also have a Facebook page. The Bancroft Brothers Podcast has a Facebook page. You can look that up. We also have a Patreon page for the Bancroft Brothers Animation Podcast. You can. Yeah.
We're gonna put all those links on. We'll put all the links in the video. Yeah, we'll make sure you guys. It'll be like a fishbowl again. People can see you from all angles now.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, right. I'm thinking about installing a camera, and just it's going to be on me all day long.
Hey, anything else you want to leave the audience with? I always like to leave them like with something encouraging. If you want to be an artist or a creator, what is like something you would advise them?
Well, I think so many people come to me and say, what does it mean? How do I get to Disney? How do I get to be a Disney animator? And the first thing I always say is a Disney animator is somebody that knows how to work hard. So you don't get there. There's no easy way. All I can tell you is you got to draw every day and work hard at it and get better and better and better. That'll put you in the running to be a Disney animator. So work hard and draw every day.
I've never been a Disney animator right there.
No, but you've done live action reference for a film. I know that.
That's true. I was in Pocahontas. There's a piece of trivia for you.
Uh-huh.
Did you work on Pocahontas? Were you on that?
I did, and my brother did, though.
Oh, did he? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, in my studio, I have a picture of Pocahontas drawn by Tom from one of the scenes.
There you go. Well, listen, I'll get Tom on next time if that's okay. Or you could just pose as Tom. You guys look exactly
right. Yeah, maybe it will be me. Who knows? Right.
Well, dude, Tony, thank you so much for coming on, dude. We love this short. Thanks for sharing it with us. We hope to see you again.
Thanks, Butch. Great to be here. Bye, everybody.
All right. Bye, Tony. See you later, man. All right, Tony Bancroft, awesome guy. Check out their stuff on Instagram for Mermaid. Hey, you know what I thought would be cool? Let me draw one of the characters from Sea Hijinks right now. Check it out. Okay, now I thought it'd be really cool to draw one of the characters from Tony's short. So we're gonna do, well, there's 2 characters. There's the mermaid girl and there is the seal, Ernest the seal. So I think I'm gonna draw Ernest the seal. I used to love seals when I was a kid, so hey, here we go. All right, so doing this character, remember, keep the shapes very basic. Ernest has a big round head. And by the way, guys, I'm drawing this with really inexpensive equipment. This is just a marker and a, pad of newsprint. Doesn't really cost that much. So don't think you got to be a rich person to be an artist. You just learn how to do basic materials and you can draw on anything. All right, so let's draw a circle for his head. Everything's a basic shape, and then we'll just put a little center line down his face, and his nose is right about here. This is a little triangle, and he has like a little front, sort of a snout, I guess we'll call it. Yeah, then his little chin goes like that. We'll give him a little smiling face. He'll smile a little bit, and then his eyes are very Disney type eyes, which are sort of almost like a little gumdrop eye, right? And we'll draw his eyes right in there. And I'm not drawing it as well as Tony or Tom, but I'm giving it a shot here. And he's got 2 little cheeks that come out of his face like that. Just kind of come down from the side of the head and go around and kind of puff out the circle. Give him a little bit of a cheek. He's got little ears too, little seal ears. There you go. And there's some whiskers on his face. Seals have these cool whiskers. Yeah, thank you. Go hit that thing, will you? There you go. Thank you. Okay, and then we'll just kind of His body is sort of a little potato sack. Just, guys, these are all simple lines, just very simple. I know sometimes we can make it look easy, guys like us who have been doing it for many, many years, but you can have it be really easy as well. So, you know, the head's a little bigger than I've drawn it, so there we go. I can't really expand it too much, but that's sort of the basics. His big flippers come down like this, and another flipper sticks out over here, and he's got little, almost like little fingers on his flippers here. This is the Fairly Odd Parents version of Ernest the Seal. And of course his tail comes down. He's tailor-made to be in the water. So little split flippers there. And just again, keeping things really basic, guys. Couple lines here. And there we go. We'll color in his eyes. And we'll add some bubbles, which are just circles. And there we have Ernest the Seal from the short Sea Hijinks. And I'll sign it over here. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching this segment of my show called Toona. Again, no fish. Making sure we know that. Toona, no fish. That should be the slogan. Although you said it smells like fish.
Yeah, it does.
It's getting worse, isn't it?
The seal doesn't help.
That's true. I should have realized that. All right. Hey, I want to thank my special guest, Tony Bancroft, for being on. He's an awesome guy. Tony and your brother Tom, thank you guys for letting me showcase your amazing short, Sea Hijinks. I thought it was awesome. I hope the audience did as well. I'm sure they did. Guys, leave your thoughts and comments down in the comment section below. Who else should I have on Toona? Who else should I have on? Should I have more animators, writers, producers, directors, voice people? Let me know down in the comment section. What other features do you want to see on the Butch Hartman channel? Would love to have your input. Thank you so very much. All right, guys, and did you enjoy the how-to drawing situation? You like when I put the pad up and draw for you? Do you find that informative as well? Let me know. All right, guys, and keep yourselves safe out there, you know, and I want you guys to go out of this situation better than you came in, you know. Just because we all have to stay in our houses for a few weeks doesn't mean that things can't get better. They can get better. You're a fighter, you're a doer, you're somebody who delivers on what they promise, and I know you can do what you say you're going to do. When you went into this situation, you might have been one way, but come out stronger. Come out with more ideas, more ways to conquer the world than you ever have before, okay? Because your future is in your hands. And like I always say, opportunities, great opportunities, are like comets. You know, comets, they fly in the sky. They're really, really cool, but they don't come around very often. It might be a very, very long time until you see another one. So seize those opportunities. And I want you guys to take your ideas, even if they're not fully formed yet, and begin to show them and see what people think of it. You know, because sometimes great ideas just start with one little drawing, one little sketch. And you guys can make something great out of just a small little sketch. You can make it into an empire. Walt Disney did it with a mouse. You can do it with your idea as well. Okay? All right, guys, don't forget, art gives you power. Use it wisely.
I guess you can say we could put a seal on this episode.
Don't. You're so fired. Hey Heart fans, subscribe here to keep up with me, Danny, Timmy, Dudley, Bunsen, and the NOOG Network. My new app full of cartoons, shows, and games. Download it here. Click over here to watch my most recent video, and here to start a playlist related to this video. Whoa, check out that awesome fan art. To be featured here, use hashtag HeartFanArt and tag me. I'm on every social media platform known to man. Cartoon Butch out. Pencil drop.